Hey guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm just going to show you guys real quick here how you can get some better performance, how you can balance your CPU and GPU without wasting anybody's time, alright? So I hope you guys are having a good day, but let me just get into this real quick, alright? So let's say, you've got your mid-tier, low-tier PC. You've got something like a 1650, a Ryzen 5 3600, and like 16 gigs of RAM. The first thing that's important to know is it's not going to be your fault if you have good performance in single player and go into a server and it's not good. That's going to be the server, the map, the cars, the amount of things in the server. It's all variable. So if you want to test your game, please go into practice single player by yourself with a normal car. Any car that has this little emblem is a normal car that comes with the game. And go to a normal track. Again, look for that emblem. Now go drive it and see how your performance is. It should be totally fine for most people with most computers. Now let's say you go into an online server that's really small and your performance is still good, and then you go into an online server with traffic and it's not good anymore. That's not your fault. You understand what I'm saying? It's not your fault that the modded servers all run big maps and lots of cars and are demanding on your PC. That's not your fault. But if we want to give ourselves the best chances at running things, we need to find a balance. Just like real life, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have a balance and you're staying up late every night and you're waking up early every day, eventually you're going to crash out one day. You're going to have a day that catches up to you and you're tired and you got to make up for all that time you spent awake, right? If you eat bad food every day, eventually you're going to start feeling bad. It's going to catch up with you. It's the same thing. So what we're looking to do here is, if the settings aren't working for you and my settings are too demanding, all we're going to do is we're going to come into the AC video and we're going to come into the CSP settings and we're going to start lowering things, but just a little bit. Alright, we're just going to lower things a tiny bit, because with Assetto Corsa, if you lower all of your settings that take your GPU, eventually you'll get to a point where the game will be using more CPU than GPU. And when that's happening in your task manager, so if you pull up task manager real quick, I'll just show you. You go to performance and you can see what each individual thing is doing here. And under processes, it will show you what you're doing and how much CPU it's taking up. As soon as you're using like 75% CPU and 30% GPU, that's when you know you're bottlenecked and need to increase the graphical demand of the game. So there is a balance. It's not just lower is better. Okay, it's not lower equals faster. Technically it should be that way, but it doesn't work that way because of the bottleneck that you can get. So what are you going to do here when you have these settings installed and your game's not getting the best performance? Maybe we can go into things like break disk effects and turn it off. Turn off grass effects. You could turn on or off neck effects. You could make sure dynamic shadows is off. You can do a couple of these things real quick. You can turn off the extra shadowing on the trees. You can go into particle effects and just make sure that your crashing stuff is gone. You can try to disable compatible sky shader and not use increased shadow resolution. You can come back into AC video. You can turn down MSAA a little bit. You could turn down your shadows a little bit, a couple faces per frame, and then load back in, man, and see how that game is running. It should be running significantly better. And if it's not, just check your CPU and GPU, and then load back into single player and see if it's actually running really bad. Because I guarantee you that the game does not take a lot to run. It's the big servers, it's the modded servers, it's the modded cars, it's all the traffic, it's all the plugins, it's all the weather scripts, it's all the scripting, it's all the custom graphics with people's custom peer scripts. There's so much that is going into the game that you can only transfer so much information at such fast of a speed. And when you're doing this non-stop and in a server with people from all around the world, it's amazing that it even works. You understand what I'm saying? It's amazing that we even have a community of people that can go on the computer in a virtual world and drive together, and it all works. So what I'm saying is, if you don't have an awesome computer and you're down about your graphics, don't be. Because the fact that you can even hop in with a friend that you might not even know in real life and share a driving connection with somebody on the other side of the world and it works, that's all I'm looking at there, right? So have a good day, everybody. Take care. Stay gaming. Hopefully, through some tweaking of these settings, you will be able to improve your gameplay. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.